Title: A Melodic Confession. Travis Kelce paced the expansive living room of his home, his mind a whirlpool of thoughts. The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting long shadows that danced against the walls. It was supposed to be a perfect evening, a candlelit dinner with Taylor Swift, a celebration of their whirlwind romance that had captivated fans and tabloids alike. But as he glanced at the clock, he felt an uneasy knot forming in his stomach. Just then, the door creaked open, and Taylor stepped in, her hair cascading in soft waves, a glimmer of excitement in her eyes. She was a vision, but something about her expression made Travis's heart race for a different reason. "Hey, babe," she chirped, but the cheer in her voice felt oddly displaced. "Hey, you okay?" Travis asked, concerned as he set down the glass of wine he'd been nervously swirling. "Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about something," she said, her smile faltering slightly. "Okay, what's up?" Travis braced himself, feeling that knot tighten. Taylor hesitated, her fingers fidgeting with the hem of her dress. "You know how we've been together for a little while now, and I've been working on some new music." "Of course. I love your new stuff." Travis's voice was warm, but confusion flickered in his eyes. She took a deep breath, finally meeting his gaze. "Well, I've been thinking a lot about our relationship and what it means to me. And I just feel like I need to be honest with you." "Honest? About what?" He tried to keep his voice steady, but worry seeped through. Taylor's words tumbled out in a rush. "I've been writing a song, one that's really personal. And I want to include some of the stories from our relationship, but I think I might have to share everything, including the parts that are harder for me to talk about. Like my feelings about past relationships." Travis's heart dropped. "Wait, are you saying you're going to write about your exes? What does that have to do with us?" "Travis, it's not like that. I'm just saying it's part of who I am, and I want to express it. But I need you to understand." "Understand what?" "That you want to air out our private life for the world." He cut her off, the frustration bubbling to the surface. "Travis, please, that's not what I meant." Taylor's voice rose, matching the intensity in his. "It feels like you're more interested in your music than in us." He screamed, the rage and betrayal spilling over. The sound echoed in the room, a mix of anger and hurt. "How can you just throw our lives into your songs like it's no big deal?" The air hung heavy between them. Taylor's eyes glistened, hurt and confusion reflected in her gaze. "I love you, Travis. I want to share my life with you, but I also need to be true to myself as an artist. This isn't easy for me either." Travis's breath hitched as reality set in. He ran a hand through his hair, the adrenaline from the outburst fading into a whirlwind of emotions. "So, what are you saying? That I should just be okay with it? Just because it's your art?" "I want to find a way to balance both," Taylor pleaded, stepping closer. "I don't want to hurt you, but I also need to be honest in my music. I'm scared, Travis. I don't want to lose you over this." Travis stared at her, the warmth of her presence clashing with the coldness of his anger. "You're talking about my life here. You think I want to be part of some public spectacle? No, I don't want that either. But you know how much this means to me," she said, her voice trembling. "You mean the world to me." Travis's heart softened at her words, but the hurt still lingered. "Then why can't you keep some things private? Why can't you protect what we have?" Title: The Shock of the Confession. It was a crisp autumn evening in Kansas City, the air filled with the anticipation of the upcoming game. The Chiefs were set to face off against their fiercest rivals, and Travis Kelce was pumped. He'd spent the day preparing mentally and physically, knowing that his performance could mean the difference between victory and defeat. But as he arrived at his apartment after practice, he sensed something was off. Taylor Swift, his girlfriend and an international pop sensation, sat on the couch, her usual bright demeanor dimmed. Her dark hair fell over her shoulders, and she fidgeted with the edge of her sweater, an anxious habit that Travis had come to recognize. As he walked in, he could feel the tension in the room, thick as fog. "Hey, what's up?" he asked, trying to keep his tone light. He dropped his gym bag and moved to sit beside her, but she held up a hand. "Travis, we need to talk," she said, her voice steady but laced with uncertainty. His heart raced. He had learned over the years that, "we need to talk," rarely signaled good news. "What's going on?" Taylor took a deep breath, her blue eyes meeting his with a mix of determination and fear. I've been offered a role in a film, a big one. It means I'll have to leave for a few months to shoot. It's in a different country, and I won't be able to come back frequently. Travis blinked, momentarily stunned. He had always known Taylor's career came with sacrifices, but this felt different. When do you leave? In a week, she replied, her voice trembling slightly. I wanted to tell you before it got too close. His mind raced. A week? Why didn't you mention this sooner? The frustration bubbled inside him, and he tried to rein it in. This was Taylor's dream, and he wanted to support her, but he felt blindsided. I didn't know how to tell you. I wanted to find the right moment, she pleaded, her expression desperate. Travis stood up, pacing the room. The right moment? You think this is the right moment? You're just dropping this on me. We have a good thing going here, and now you're just leaving. Taylor's eyes filled with tears. It's not about leaving you. This is my career, Travis. I thought you understood that. He turned to her, rage boiling over. I do understand. But what about us? What about the Chiefs? What about all the plans we made? Plans can change. She shot back, her voice rising. I thought you'd be happy for me. I thought you wanted me to succeed. Travis stopped, his chest heaving with emotion. I do want you to succeed. But I thought we were in this together. How can we be together if you're halfway across the world? Travis, this isn't just a job for me, it's a huge opportunity. I can't just throw it away. I thought you'd support me like I support you. He took a deep breath, his anger turning to confusion. You're right, I do support you, but this feels like a gut punch. I didn't expect this. I thought we were on the same page. Taylor rose from the couch, moving closer to him. We are on the same page, but sometimes that page changes. You're an amazing player, and I love watching you shine on the field. I need to shine too. As Travis looked into her eyes, he saw the passion and determination he loved so much. He realized that this moment, though painful, was about more than just him. It was about her dreams, her aspirations. Okay, he finally said, his voice calmer. I'm trying to understand. I just wish we had more time. Can we make this work? I want it to work, she said softly. I don't want to lose you. I love you. I love you too, he replied, his heart softening. I guess we just have to figure this out together. Travis Kelce paced back and forth in the living room of his Kansas City home, his hands clenched into tight fists. The air was thick with tension, and the usually calm demeanor that had won him fans both on and off the field was nowhere to be found. Tonight, his anger boiled over. Taylor Swift sat on the couch, her eyes puffy from tears, her hands trembling. She hadn't planned for this moment. The confession had slipped out, like a storm that couldn't be contained any longer. How could you? Travis screamed, his voice cracking from the intensity. It echoed off the walls, the force of it rattling through the room. After everything, Taylor's heart raced. She had never seen him like this, so full of rage and disbelief. But she couldn't take the words back now. I didn't mean for it to happen this way, she said quietly, her voice barely audible over the roaring silence that followed his outburst. Travis turned sharply, his eyes filled with a mixture of hurt and fury. You didn't mean for it to happen. You've been lying to me for months, Taylor. And now, just like that, you expect me to what? Forget. Move on. Her confession had been devastating, something that cut deeper than any betrayal he had ever imagined. She had told him that the rumors, the whispers in the media that he had brushed off, were true. She had been seeing someone else, someone from her past. It was a name Travis recognized all too well. An ex, the subject of one of Taylor's older songs. A chapter in her life he thought had long been closed. I thought I was over him, Taylor admitted, tears spilling down her face. But when we reconnected at that event, Stop, Travis interrupted, his voice strained as he tried to keep control of his emotions. Just stop. I don't want to hear it. The confession felt like a punch to his gut. For months, they had been the it couple, their romance plastered across headlines and social media feeds, a beacon of love in the spotlight. And now, all of it, every moment they shared, felt tainted. Taylor stood up, her body shaking. She reached out to him, but Travis stepped back. He couldn't let her touch him, not now. I love you, Travis, she said through her tears. I never wanted to hurt you. Then why did you? His voice broke, the rage dissipating for a second as the pain of betrayal took over. I was confused, she admitted. I didn't realize what I had until I almost lost it. I know now that you're the one I want to be with. Travis shook his head, pacing again. His mind raced, memories of their time together flashing before his eyes, concerts, dinners, private moments that he had cherished. Were they all a lie? How long had she been questioning their relationship while he had been all in? The silence stretched, suffocating, before Travis let out a harsh breath. I don't know if I can do this anymore, Taylor. Her face crumpled. Please, Travis, give me another chance. I made a mistake, but it's you I love. It's always been you. He stopped and stared at her, his heart heavy. Part of him wanted to forgive her, to believe that what they had was real and salvageable. But another part, the part that had been shattered by her confession, didn't know if he could ever trust her again. For a moment, the only sound was the clock ticking on the wall. Finally, Travis spoke, his voice low but firm. I need time. I can't just forget this. And I don't know if I ever will. Taylor nodded, tears still streaming down her face. She knew this might be the end, but she also knew that she had to live with the consequences of her choices. As Travis walked toward the door, grabbing his keys, Taylor called out softly, I'm sorry, Travis. Without looking back, he left, the door closing behind him with a finality that echoed through the house.